Learning how to deal with your creativity when you want it to show up, when it needs to show up, when it's showing up too much. You don't know what to do with it. There's an overabundance of what? I don't know. You just can't explain it. It's just not there when you need it, or there's too much. Unplugged, because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally Uncut, because we all make mistakes, so turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged.
Hey, it's Arroe, and this is defrag. Why you should defrag, who should be defragging, and what is the purpose behind the defrag. Defragging is something that I've been doing since November of 2017. It's asking yourself questions. Not always getting the right answer, but at least you're moving in the direction of finding a solution in situations that you're questioning. Because it's those questions that create the fear, the doubt, the shame, the guilt. It's there. It's always in front of you. When you look in the mirror, how many times do you smile or do you frown? Do you just sit there and go, whatever? Defragging is breaking it down. So we're going to defrag, and really my goal is to kind of plant a seed inside your thoughts to figure out how we can get you to defrag without taking away from what's already in your day. I should explain these defrag conversations are actually created while taking a walk, a transition walk with my pointer. She is my 9th rescue. And it's kind of a bitter cold day out here. So why do I defrag while on this walk? Well, it's because universally I feel things out here inside this forest. I am surrounded by the most beautiful trees on the planet. More importantly, I have to stop like in this moment of now because my dog is taking a dump. I'll be right back. Her journey is complete. The ground has been mopped up. You want to go that way, Jazz? Okay, we'll go this way. So, defragging the defrag. I do question myself many times about why do I defrag it. It seems like I'm putting more of a footprint here than what I need to be doing, because it was Bruce Lee that said, don't ever show your enemy what you know. Your knowledge is power, because once they know what your weaknesses are, well, you now belong to what it is that they're doing. I didn't get to do the defrag handwritten journal yesterday, and the reason why is because my schedule has kept me on this very tight tour where you wake up and you're gone, and then you don't get home until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and writing at that time is, I'm not ready to wake up the mind. So you kind of guilt trip yourself by saying, you didn't defrag. But because it is such a writing habit that it's one of those things where it's like if you ate chocolate every day at 2 o'clock for a week, trust me, when you go into the next week, every day your body's going to be saying, it's 2 o'clock, isn't it? I need some chocolate right now. So the question is, or the defrag is that who should be defragging? You work with people. You have people in your family, loved ones. You have some that you don't get along with, others you love way too much. But yet they have those moments where things don't go quite as smoothly as you wish. For instance, here we come. It's almost Christmas. I grew up in a household where I dreaded Christmas because my sister would always throw fits because she didn't get what she wanted, or, oh, it broke already, or why do the boys always get this? So I wish I would have known about defragging back then, because what I did on Christmas Day, I stayed away from family. I retreated to my bedroom so I could listen to American Top 40 with Casey Kasem. I wish I knew there was a way to let go, to be able to get into a zone where I could help heal, where I could listen to my heart and find out, okay, what is it about your sister screaming and hollering on Christmas Day that drives you crazy? And I think it's because it's like, can you just be grateful that you got something? We grew up in a household where the Salvation Army is who provided the gifts. You get gifts from the Salvation Army. You're grateful for it. You're not going to get that best toy on the market because they just don't deal with that. And what they get is what's donated to them, and then they have the heart to share it. So in getting back to the question, the defrag is that who should be defragging? I think we all should be in our own special way. Be it handwritten, be it into the microphone of your smartphone, be it somewhere. Just have a conversation with the inner core of your presence. And that's a lot for people to handle because we're so far into the past or we're so deep into the future that we have totally forgotten about, hey, I'm on a transition walk on a very cold day, 1 week away from Christmas, and hey, I'm loving the moment because if you can tell, it ain't raining. There's no wind out here. I'm grateful for the rays of light that are right here with me. And so you get into this. My dog has a little gallop to her, which is just sexy as all can be. I love it because it tells me that her heart is very happy. So when you get into the presence of now, defragging allows you to unlock everything that is blocking you. As a defragger, do I go back and read it, to study it, to figure out the pattern. Is there a pattern? Is there a habit? Is there something that triggers me? There are moments where I will do that, but the thing is that I don't invest a lot of time in that. And the reason why is because I'm in the process of letting go. I'm trimming the branches away from the tree, from the bush, so that the nutrients from the soil can reach up. Getting in touch with all that is now is not an overnight thing. It has taken me years to get here. I first started daily writing in July of 1994. It's 2022. I still am the student. I will always be the student. And through defragging, which I started in November of 2017, I was able to take my writing and say, okay, this is pretty cool. This is a great thought. But where did it come from? We all have good and bad thoughts. We all have crazy thoughts. We all have thoughts that fester inside of us. And then we say, I'm out of here. Well, ask yourself the question, where did it come from and why? And how can we build upon it? I'm sure this irritates a lot of my coworkers as well as some of my family members. But, when you run into those people that go, I'm just not feeling it today. Have you ever asked yourself why? What do you mean? Ask yourself why. Why aren't you feeling it today? What puts you at this level of play? Why are you belittling the self that you are when in reality you are the president and CEO of Me Incorporated? You should be having a great day because your heartbeat is moving. It's moving everything. Your eyes. You've got blood flow. Your hands are moving. You might have a little bit of a hunger buzz going on in your stomach. You're right here. Defrag and ask the question, why do I feel like crap today? I think one of the things that drove me closer to defragging was because sitting down with other people to share your questions, your concerns, your compassion, your empathy. You sit down and have a conversation with people, and it's almost like a game of, well, that's pretty cool, but let me tell you about me. And it's like, wait a second, I just wanted to have a conversation here. I wanted to invite you into a moment that I'm struggling with, and now everything is about you. And it's almost like we have to one-up each other. It's like, oh yeah? Well, let me tell you what happened to me. At least with the handwritten defragging, the good news is, if I want to walk away from myself, I can. But I can always get back to the conversation when I return. And really, it's not a conceited thing. If I'm here to talk about me. I'm here to iron things out. I'm here to listen. And trust me, you should see the enormous amount of things that I've been able to piece together because I took the time to unblock the block. And I took the time to just patiently grow. I'd like to know the journey of a tree seed. Something like a white pine. When they drop the pine cones or the needles, what is the next step of the process to continue by bringing a seedling forward? I'd like to know that. The reason why is because what life around you is going through can be incorporated in your own mind, body, and soul. Have you ever asked the question, why do you feel like a follower? Why do you feel like you're always trying to imitate somebody around you or somebody that you've seen on TV? Ask yourself why. Is it because you feel accepted? Is it because if you look at a beautiful woman like Lizzo and you go, you know what? I see myself there. She's got a beautiful heart, and I loved her quote on Howard Stern. She says, I'm going to be a happy person. If you don't like my happy, don't come around. I love that attitude. I would love to sit down one day and defrag with Lizzo. How did you get to this point? Where did you come from? And where are you going to grow with it? And are you going to go on a gigantic 500-city seminar series and just share your word? Now, there's a big chance you're probably going, so why in this conversation, this defrag, did he have to stop the recorder to talk about how his dog was going to use the bathroom? And I'll be very honest with you, because I've asked that question myself this entire conversation. And that is that this is about reality. If you can't be real with yourself and real with the people around you, then where are you? That's your first question when you defrag.